Hi, I'm Steve Sandler, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about how I came to write my new novel, The Education of Crazy Jane. I had written a novel called The Age of Worry, about a very troubled family, and I wanted to write another book. So I was sitting around one day trying to figure out what I would write about. I ended up writing about the 1960s, but I didn't get there through any logical process. What happened was I had a visual memory pop into my head. I saw a mural on a wall, and I said, okay, I remember that mural. That was from the late 1960s when I was a student at the University of Michigan. The guy across the hall had this apartment, and some other student had come in there under the influence of some kind of a stimulant drug, cocaine, amphetamines, or whatever, and in a blast of creativity lasting maybe 24 to 36 hours, had painted a mural over the whole long wall. The mural was people that this fellow knew, other students on campus, and it was very creative. There's a caricature of each of his friends, and each of them was paired with an animal. So if memory serves me right, a big hairy guy with a big hairy beard was riding on the back of a big hairy gorilla. A tall skinny guy was walking with a tall skinny giraffe, and so on. Very, very, very creative, very artsy. So I said, well, maybe that would be the focal point for a new novel. I'll have a college boy be the artist here who does such a mural. And then I said, no, I'll make it a college girl. And the name Crazy Jane popped into my head. I think that's because I loved the poetry of William Butler Yeats when I was a student. And he had a series of poems about someone named Crazy Jane. When I reread those poems, they didn't help me develop my character at all. But the name seemed like a good idea for me. So I have a character named Crazy Jane, and I make her a little bit crazy. She goes to the March on the Pentagon and takes a flower and threads it into the rifle barrel of a menacing soldier. She goes off fearless to these demonstrations against the Vietnam War, gets herself arrested. She has to stand trial, and she doesn't necessarily communicate well with her boyfriend Sam about what she's going to do next, and he's often on pins and needles wondering what is she going to do next and what kind of trouble will she get into. Sam wants to support her, but he's very worried about her safety because she seems a bit reckless at times. That's my character, Crazy Jane. Jane also has a little problem with intimacy. On the one hand, she is a strong believer in the women's movement and that women should have a right to do what they want to do, which she does. But she has a problem with intimacy. She can't let anybody get close enough to love her. And so their relationship is pretty rocky off and on through the book. So that was it. It all starts with this mural. And after I got the mural idea and started to map out some basic characters, I realized that there's a lot of history that happened in the late 1960s, and I'll tell you how I cope with that next time I chat with you. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day.